Good morning or afternoon, or maybe even evening, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today on Smoking with Eli, I'm going to be covering the much requested review, the AJ Fernandez New World. Ride along with me today as we go over this very much loved cigar. So before I take off today, I'm going to go ahead and get my cigar prepped and ready. I'm going to use my V cutter. They come with these beautiful bands. Each of the New World models, it's the wrong word, but models, comes with a different color band on the bottom. So the original comes with this red. As an added bonus for this review, I'm going to also be smoking. I can't decide if I'm going to try to smoke it today at the same time, which I can do that with certain cigars. I will do that just because when you smoke two at the same time, you really get the flavor profiles. That's what I love about it. So if you ever have two cigars, it really doesn't matter which two they are. Smoke one, take a puff off of it, smoke the other one, you're going to really have those flavor notes stand out to you. That's what's nice about it. The only reason I don't want to smoke both of them at the same time is I really want to have a nice cigar for my trip home tomorrow. This cigar is the New World Cameroon. I don't know if you can see that all right. That's one of the newest ones they have in their lineup. I've been very excited to taste their Cameroon. This is the first time I believe that AJ Fernandez has really done a Cameroon, so very excited. If I smoke this tomorrow, I'm going to include that footage here, so stay tuned. So on the dry draw for this cigar, it's very earthy. Touch of leather, I would say also, and maybe some very subtle spices. So it's a nice introduction to what's to come. It's a beautiful box pressed, as you can see. Box pressed meaning it's square. They literally use a box to press these cigars into this mold. And it is a Puro cigar. All of the leaves, the wrapper, the binder, and the filler are all from Nicaragua. The filler is a mix of 3 regions from Nicaragua. I expect this to be pretty interesting, but I like a Puro because it really lets you kind of get to know what that area, that region, that state is going to bring forth. Certainly things like soil, sun, water, all of these things, grow time, the top of the plant to the bottom of the plant in their leaves, sun grown, shade grown, all these things can really influence the taste of a cigar, but you still get a pretty good definitive flavor profile for what that leaf will bring. All right, here's something interesting about the first couple puffs on this cigar. Very interesting. So you get this hint of peppermint, just a mint in general. I don't think spearmint, really more peppermint. And I dare say maybe a little chocolate. Are we thinking alike here? Are we thinking Girl Scout cookie? Maybe not exact. It's almost like you get the peppermint on the draw, and then on the retrohale, you kind of get that chocolate cookie. So not like straight up chocolate cookie. And I'm going to actually say that they're a little separate. So no more on that peppermint patty, that Girl Scout cookie, which is a favorite of mine. But very interesting on this. It's a nice cigar. Here's the nice thing about these New World cigars also. AJ Fernandez and family wanted to make the New World affordable. They wanted to make this a well-priced cigar They originally, I think they wanted to start it out at around a $5 cigar, but have it smoke more like a $10, $11 cigar. I think they've done a good job there. Right now, this particular one goes for about $6 to $8, depending on where you buy it from. So it's still a good value, really good value. It's 5.5 inches long by a 55 ring gauge, so you know it's probably going to smoke pretty well. I'm going to keep an eye on the ash and see how the construction stays held together. The New World, as I showed you on the band, can you see that? It is Christopher Columbus when he discovered America. So they're wanting to pay homage to when Columbus came over, met with the Native Americans who introduced to tobacco. Ended up taking tobacco back to Europe, and here we are today enjoying all the benefits of that union. So I think from that respect, it's a nice little tribute to the history of our country. All right, let's get going down the road today, and I'm going to check back in here as I get down to about the halfway point. And I think I'm going to discuss lighters today, because that's something else that someone asked if I would cover. Different kind of lighters for cigars. All right, so I'm getting into the halfway point of this cigar. It's still very nice. I'm still getting some of that peppermint afterthought. It comes out through the retrohale and through the roof rub. I get that, and I get the spices on the roof rub. I'm still getting that kind of chocolatey cookie taste coming in. I get a little bit of that earthy, that leather, that flavor that I really like. This cigar is burning very well. The ash is nice. I've not had to touch it up. The construction is a little looser in the ash than other cigars, but overall it's holding up well. It's not breaking apart on me, so that's a nice feature also. And being box pressed, I always like a good box press because it's very comfortable in the mouth. It really is. You can even have a bigger ring gauge cigar, and if it's box pressed, it'll still be comfortable in the mouth. So the other things that I was going to bring up today is lighters. If you smoke cigars, you probably use a butane lighter of some sort. Butane lighters are refillable with a can of butane. The thing about them is you want to always take the air out of them. So you'll find this little hole on the bottom, and you can just take a nail. I got this handy dandy little contraption here. So you just screw out the bottom. You know how I like my chimney stacks. This is my chimney stack poker, but I can also use it to let the air out. You'll get a lot more fluid in the lighter if you let the air out. And you might want to give your butane lighter some consideration. I use a single flame, and I like it because it makes touching up a cigar very easy. You can go around the edge. If it's burning a little unevenly, you can turn the cigar on its side, kind of take that single flame, and just light the part that's a little slow to burn. I also don't mind a two-flame lighter. I've had a couple that were very nice and still very sharp in their flame, and it was still very accurate. A good one to start your light with when you first start a cigar is a 3 or 4 flame lighter, because it's going to have a lot of surface area. Sometimes I keep 2 lighters with me, one that's a 3 or 4 torch, and one that is a 1 or 2 torch lighter. I got this from a truck stop for about $8, and you can't kill these things. You can order some really nice lighters that are beautiful, and you can spend a lot of money on them, and they have good warranties on them, good, guarantees. But as I'm at a truck stop pretty often, if I have a lighter that finally dies on me, I just go buy another one for $8. So I've never been able to go wrong with a truck stop lighter. You can also buy butane there at the truck stops. It's a big lighter will not hold up to the wind, and you'll find yourself getting into the littlest tiny crevice to block the wind while you light it. But if you're indoors, a big lighter can work just fine. And certainly people use matches, and sometimes they use their lighter source on cedar and then light the cigar with the cedar stick. That's a very proper, elegant way to light your cigar, and the cedar does not impart any nasty extra fumes, you know. But I like it every now and then, especially if I'm around more refined company. As a tip for the day, if you've ever been smoking your cigar and you want to put it in your mouth and hold it because you need both of your hands, but you don't like the smoke burning your eyes, or you don't want the smoke kind of filling up in your mouth, and then you feel like you have to, you know, really inhale. That's not a good feeling. And as much as I love my cigars, I do not like smoke to burn my eyes. I don't like feeling like I'm being choked by the smoke coming in. So what you do is you just put your tongue right over the tip of the cap. And some cigars, I will warn you, there's some cigars that just taste bitter on the cap, and they taste hot and bitter. So you might, you know, ease into that, see which ones you like, but the cigars like this, very nice. So far, still very much enjoying this cigar, and I will be touching back in as I get down to the lower third. Okay, so bonus review. I'm on my way back to Tennessee, and I did break out the New World Cameroon. Can you see that? As you can see, I've been really smoking it down. I'm gonna have to take off the Cameroon band. Woo! Guys, this one is delicious. I cannot say enough good things about it. This is one of those ones that gets me excited. So when I first took my first draw, the first third of it perhaps, it was leathery, it was earthy. It's got the same Nicaraguan binder and filler that the New World does, but it's got this beautiful Cameroon wrapper. Cameroon wrappers are normally known to be a little sweety spice type flavor, and it's absolutely coming through. This one also has a lot of cedar to it, and on the retrohale puts out some pepper, which, you know, I'm not usually a big pepper fan, but this one is nice, it works. As I got into the second half, it got a bit of cream, and I got really hit with graham cracker. A very strong graham cracker flavor came through, and it's very rare when I taste that very solidly. This one has it. It does have the sweet spices to it, like your cinnamon, your cloves, I would say a little baking soda. This thing is delicious. You guys, you gotta get it. The wrapper, being Cameroon, they are known to be a very toothy wrapper, but toothy wrappers are known to have these little bumps on it, and they're amazing. It's just these little flavor packets. I'm loving this. I will have this cigar again. If you can get your hands on a New World Cameroon, go do it. You won't be disappointed. Also, I paired it with unsweet tea. Kind of a crazy combo, but it's amazing. It works. It brings out the almost herbal qualities of this cigar. So if you're looking for something nice to try this cigar with, unsweet tea. Don't question it, just try it. You'll love it. Alright, so I'm getting into the final third. I went ahead and took the band off so I don't burn it because it's a fairly